We're going to be looking at ticker symbol NBIS in here on the weekly chart, down around 2% from Thursday's close into Friday's close. That gives us a price in here below 215, $5 and some change down overall from Thursday's close into the week's end. Now, our IV ranking here is sitting at 81, about a $21 expected move being priced in by Friday's expiration the following Friday. Right around $32 of a move is being priced in by your underlying options traders. Now, where do we kind of put ourselves here on this overall weekly chart? You see, we got a couple upward trend lines in here. We're going to see which of these do get respected, or perhaps both, in this upcoming week, since we do have a large expected move being priced in here. So look for not just that $21 to be hit as far as a large tolerance of the overall stock price. Be careful, because we could end up overshooting that either way in here, just because how volatile this stock has been. So going forward to the upside in here, we're going to be looking at that 226, and then we're looking at the highs in here, 233.73. To the downside in here, we're going to be focusing on that 201, and then anything outside of that, 197, and then 177 down here, or that 9-day EMA, whichever one of these do happen to come first. So you can see the top of our overall structure in here. There's a few that we do have. This is because the candles never fully actually got outside of these trend lines. They're still cutting through them, but we're going to be focusing on this upper trend line here coming off these highs of those 233s. So we're going to see which one do get respected this coming week. We could end up coming up here, bouncing our head off the ceiling here, and then coming back down and hitting this floor off of this trend line. So we're just going to leave them both on there, see what the options traders do, what the overall market makers do in here, and see if that is going to be a nice floor and ceiling for us. Our RSI overall is overbought in here, 76. So momentum indicators still kind of focusing on that, hey, this is overbought, but obviously that's what you're going to get when you get a huge run up in here, basically $100 and some change in the past just month, and let alone the volatility that we had in here the past 3 weeks. So that is going to push everything high. So look for a little bit of mean reversion there. Look for your IV to come back down. If that does happen, then we're going to consolidate. The question is, where are we going to consolidate? And then how volatile is that consolidation going to be? But overall, about a $21 expected move by this Friday. So let's see what happens here in this stock. We're also going to take a look at Rocket in here. That is going to be ticker symbol RKT. Your overall volatility sitting in here, you have an IV rank sitting at 39, about a $4 expected move being priced in by your options traders next week, $4 yet again. And if you go all the way up to June monthlies, right around a $3.50 expected move in here. We're trading under 14. That big 14 level is going to be key for us going forward, but you can see we're kind of sitting right on this lower trend line, and this 50-day SMA or the 200 SMA is all kind of sitting right there. So we're going to see how those kind of affect our overall supports. If this does not hold, really nothing's going to stop us until we get down here to this $11 mark. To the upside in here, we're looking at this 9-day EMA sitting at 1487. And then above that, we're focusing on the 1590. And then you have that 50-day SMA sitting right here, that pink line at that $17 mark. So overall, first things first in Rocket, get above 14. That's all we care about. Let's get that extra 20 cents. Even though we kind of did nothing here on this past Friday, let's get above 14, and then we'll see where it goes from here. Overall, if it's below 14, we don't really care. We're just going to see if it breaks that trend line or not, and then play this thing accordingly. So $4 expected move being priced in by the next few expirations for Rocket. IV ranking here relatively juiced compared to itself. Let's see if we get a nice little push in here to the upside. NBIS, look for some consolidation, and then let's figure out and wait and see what is going to happen as far as how big that consolidation is going to be. What kind of channel are we going to do consolidating in, and then are we going to stick with it, or are we going to start to kind of climb and bounce outside those overall ceilings that we do create on the consolidation? So let's see what happens in these two stocks as we end this month, and then open up the new month here in the next few weeks. All right, guys, if you like this video, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you are interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.